Hey, hi guys. Today I just had one lesson with my Sec 3 student, and she had problems. She had problems with the topic of discriminant, and inequality. Inequality. Okay, so I would like to take this opportunity, which means I'm going to do this video to talk more about this topic on discriminant and inequality. So without further ado, let me go to this slide. Okay, so hopefully you can see this question. Okay, so the question says find the range of values of k given that the straight line, so there is a straight line y equals to x minus k. So this is the straight line that cuts the curve, which is given by this quadratic equation. So it says it cuts the, so basically this straight line cuts this curve at two distinct points. Okay, cuts. So before I go and find the solutions for this question, I would like to emphasize, so clearly this is a straight line. Okay, how can you tell it's a straight line? Okay, so this is a y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so this is the general form of a straight line. Okay, so clearly this is a straight line. Okay, and this is clearly a quadratic equation, right? Quadratic equation. So if it's a quadratic equation, so definitely it's a curve. Okay, so quadratic equation, it means x to the power of 2. Okay, so without further ado, so let me go to the next slide and start to do this question. Or I can actually create one more slide and then erase this, and I will start to solve this question. So the question says what? The question says this straight line cuts this curve at two distinct points. So let's refresh our memory. So our discriminant, we have three cases, right? We have case 1, case 2, and case 3. And for case 1, discriminant. So subsequently, I'm going to use D to denote discriminant. So for case 1, our discriminant is bigger than 0. And for case 2, our discriminant is equal to 0. And our third case is discriminant is smaller than 0. And what each case means is, so for case 1, discriminant bigger than 0, it means we have two distinct points or solutions or roots. Okay, so for d equals to 0, which means discriminant is equal to 0, so it means we have one point or one solution or one root. Okay, and then for case 3, discriminant is more than 0, which means there is no point, no solution, or no root. Okay, so please bear in mind with these three cases. Okay, so I will use the next slide to do this question. So as you can see, the question says what? The question says the straight line cuts the curve at two distinct points. So cuts two distinct points. So two distinct points, it means two solutions, right? So when you have two solutions, this means graphically, if you were to draw it out, so basically let's say if you have a curve, okay, and then you have a straight line, and this shows that the straight line cuts the curve at two distinct points. So this is what it means graphically, but this is not what we want to find out. What we want to find out is, with two solutions, this means our discriminant is, if we refer to the previous slide, two distinct points, discriminant is bigger than 0. Okay, so this is what you need to memorize. Okay, two solutions, two distinct points, two roots, they mean the same thing. Discriminant is bigger than 0. So, and our discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so before you can find out this thing, you need to do, what you need to do is, you need to combine this straight line with the curve. How do you combine it? So can you see that you have a y here and you have a y here? So what you need to do is just equate this x minus k to kx squared plus 9x. The reason is you have a y here and you have a y here, and these two y's, they mean the same thing, right? That's the reason why you can actually equate these two. You can actually equate the straight line to the curve, because you are using what? You are using substitution method. Okay, in fact you are using substitution method. So if you cannot see, so let me demo to you. If you cannot see, so basically this is your first equation, this is your second equation, right? So basically what you do is you sub your y equals to x minus k into your equation 2, and what do you get? You get x minus k equals to kx squared plus 9x. And then your objective for this question is, it tells you that, okay, this straight line, it cuts the curve at two distinct points, so it means discriminant is bigger than 0 and b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0, right? So your objective is to form a quadratic equation. Your objective is to form a quadratic equation in this manner: ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. So your job is to form a quadratic equation in this manner. Okay, how do you do it? You can actually move this whole thing to the right, right? And what do you get? You get kx squared plus 9x, and when you move the x over, plus x, you move it over, you get minus x, right? And then over here you have minus k, you move it over, you get plus k, right? So ultimately what do you get? You get kx squared and then plus 8x plus k. And right now you can actually compare this, right? You can actually compare this to the general form of a quadratic equation. So clearly you can see what? You can see your a is equal to k, right? Your a, you compare to, is equals to k, right? Next, your plus b, which is your b, is equal to 8. And subsequently, your c is equal to k. So with this, you can start to input this ABC into your this into this b squared minus 4ac smaller than 0. Okay, so I will get one more slide to do it. But before that, let me erase some of the thing first. Okay, good. So now what I need to do is I need to input my BAC into this inequality. So my B is equals to 8, and then my A is K, and then what? And then my C is K as well. And then what do I get? So 8 squared minus 4K squared. Right? And then I hope you remember this. You remember this basic formula, A squared minus B squared, which give you A plus B and A minus B. Okay? So therefore, what do you have here? You have 8 minus 2K, and then 8 plus 2K, which is bigger than 0. Okay, so now you have formed an inequality, and now you need to solve this inequality. Okay, so I need more space to solve this inequality, and I need to draw a number line. And if you look at this inequality, and you realize that the coefficient of the k square, which is minus 4 here, right? Can you see? It's minus 4. So that means the coefficient of the k square is negative. So what it means? It means it's a frown face if you were to draw the curve. So therefore, I will draw a frown face. Okay? Now, so if you solve this inequality, you can see that this one will give you what? This one will give you k equals to 4. And then this one will give you k equals to negative 4. So therefore, this point is your negative 4 points, and this point is your 4 points. Okay? I hope things are clear so far. And then next, this inequality is bigger than 0. So when it's bigger than 0, so you shade. So basically, this is the number line, and then this is the portion that is above the line is bigger than 0, and the portion that is below the line is smaller than 0. And the question is bigger than 0, right? Can you see? So therefore, you shade this part, the one that is above 0. So therefore, your k is actually bigger than negative 4 and smaller than k. Okay, so before I move on to talk about the other two cases, which is discriminant equals to 0 or discriminant is smaller than 0, so this is the solution. This is the solution to solve this question. Okay, so I hope you have understood it, and let's move on.